Hello there, good sirs. You can still right to the future. It is Pink, and so for a while now, I've wanted to make a video that's not about LPing or just not about LPing in general, because that's all I do on my channel, except a few videos like the Korra video or me and John's retarded complaints on Notch Minecraft video. So now that Skyward Sword and Minecraft are coming out this weekend, my life is going to be devoted this weekend to probably both those games. Minecraft, not so much. This video is not about Minecraft, don't worry. Because, like, Minecraft is going to be released, but it's not, like, there's not a ton that's going to be changed, since he already has all the pre-releases, and now there's Candidate 1, but okay. So this video is going to be mostly about my experiences with Zelda. This will be part 1, which is, like, the night before Skyward Sword, and then tomorrow will be the morning of Skyward Sword, which I'll play the first 15 minutes of it, kind of like a Let's Play. It will not be a Let's Play. It will just be my reactions to it at the very beginning and my opinions on it, which will probably be amazing. So my first time ever playing Zelda was when we got our GameCube, like 2003, I think, and it came with the Zelda's Collector's Edition. And I remember, you know what's funny is, like, the two great games on the Collector's Edition are Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and the demo of Wind Waker. But I actually wanted to play the first Legend of Zelda first, like I usually like to do that. If I'm going to play a series, I usually play the first one in the series. So yeah, I played it. It looked pretty cool since I was really, really young. I was like 6 years old. I didn't really get it, because most kids that age, like, I really didn't really know how to play games. So I played it for a while, I thought it was okay. Then I switched to Zelda 2, I didn't like it even more. But then when I started playing Ocarina of Time, pretty amazing. I thought it was, like, really, really, really cool. But mostly my brother actually played this game, and I mostly watched him and stuff, because I was, like, sometimes too scared of what was in it. Like, the re-deads freaked me out a little bit. I could never play the game by myself, so I'd always have my brother or my dad sit next to me whenever I play that game, which is kind of funny. But other than that, I played Ocarina of Time up until the Water Temple. Could not beat it for 3 or 4 years. Like in 2005 or 6, I went back and tried to beat it again. Now that I had access to kind of the internet wasn't there yet, but you could look up walkthroughs. Like, yeah, the internet was there, but social media wasn't at its height yet until about 2006, kind of 2007, I would say, when YouTube came out. So yeah, yeah, what am I trying to say here? I finally beat the Water Temple. I finally beat the game in like 2006 or 7, because it takes me a long time to beat games. I tried playing Majora's Mask in like 2003, after playing a little bit of Ocarina of Time, but I didn't get that either. The clock cycle is confusing. The mask was confusing. Like, when you first have to try to find the kids in Clock Town on the first 3-day cycle, it confused me. Like, I thought you had to find the kids before the night. It was just overall confusing for me, and I never touched it until like 2 years ago, until I found YouTube and all social media crap on the internet. So then, about 2000, when did Wind Waker come out? 2004, I think, when Wind Waker came out. That was the first Zelda game that I actually really enjoyed. I knew about. I played through it perfectly. I beat it like 7 times when I first got it. 100. Actually, I didn't 100% it till my LP. But when I first played Wind Waker, I thought the graphics were amazing, because at the time I was around 8 or 9 then. But yeah, I thought the graphics were pretty cool. They were cartoony, they weren't too realistic. I thought they were pretty funny. It was just overall amazing for me. The sailing, I don't know, sailing was kind of annoying sometimes, but it was just amazing that when you finally got to your destination, that feeling of finally I'm here. Sometimes I would just leave the controller on when I'm heading somewhere, or not the controller, on the actual system on my map, so when I came back I could see that I was there. Or sometimes when I got really pissed off when I would miss the island and I would go past it. But actually, when we first got Wind Waker, we got it for my dad's, like, 36th birthday or something like that, or earlier maybe, I don't know. Because actually my dad was pretty into Zelda at the time. He played Ocarina of Time a little bit, but see, he thought, like, Wind Waker was too violent sometimes for us when we were that age or something. But he played it for a little bit. He got to Windfall. He beat the Forsaken Fortress. Got to Windfall. Got the sail. But instead of using the sail to get from Windfall to Dragon Roost, he cruised all the way there because he forgot he had the sail. Like, we told him he had the sail, he just didn't use it. So he held R all the way from Windfall to Dragon Roost. It's probably like horrible because that's such a long way, and a cruise that far must have taken like 2 hours. God, it was just horrible. And I remember him naming his file Flick, like his name in the game was Flick from Bug's Life, because I don't know, Bug's Life came out a few years before or something. So after he cruised to Dragon Roost, he got there and he probably never played the game again. And actually, we told him a few days ago that we erased his file, and he got really mad at us. And then we reminded him that this is like 6 years ago. But then, so then when I started to play it, it was still really amazing. I played through it all, and then when I got to the final boss, oh, it was just so great. Actually, another funny story was that, also in Wind Waker, I usually had my friend, not my friend, my brother, help me, kill hard enemies in Wind Waker, like in the Earth Temple. When in like the first main room where there's a ton of those, I think they're moblins. They're giant pig dudes with the scythes. I had my brother kill those for me, and like whenever I came across Iron Knuckles or whatever you called them in Wind Waker, I had my brother defeat them for me. I did not have him beat the final boss for me. Like I wanted that for my own, and I beat the rest of the whole game except some scary parts that I didn't like. So yeah, that was my first full Zelda game that I really enjoyed. Then, about later in 2006, when Twilight Princess ran out, I still wasn't into social media, so I never knew when the next Zelda game was going to be out. Like, I wasn't in the video game atmosphere yet. I would just play games when my mom got them for me, or I'd go to GameStop, see a cool one, get it. I was not into one series yet. So when Twilight Princess came out, just as I said before, I didn't know it came out. So about April of, I think it was the next year during Easter, I got it in my, Easter basket. Is pretty freaking awesome. Actually, my brother got it in his Easter basket, and he played a little before I did, because it was rated T. And my parents didn't want me to play T games at the time. So then, when I got my hands on Twilight Princess, I thought it was pretty cool. I always thought it was still confusing, though. Like, I got the wolf part a little bit. Like, I played it up until Lake Bed Temple on my own. Then about 2008, 2009, I got a little bit further. I beat the Lake Bed Temple, because my dad showed me YouTube. Beat the Lake Bed Temple, got a little bit further, got stuck again, then just never played it. Never really beaten it till, to be honest, 3 months ago when I played it through 100%, I started over that file and did 100% using Zelda Dungeon. Shout out to them, thank you very much. I'm also using them to form Majora's Mask Guide. And that's the one game I still need to beat. I know you're probably saying I'm a noob for doing it, but I really want to beat all the Zelda games before Skyward Sword comes out, since, well, actually, I'm probably not going to, since it comes out tomorrow, but you know. So yes, I love Twilight Princess. I'm just going to talk about my reactions when I first played it 3 months ago. So about, 3 months ago, I took 3 days out of the summer to have my mind set on my Wii controller and my eyes glued to the TV for like three or so days, 3.5 days or something like that. So I played it through. It was pretty amazing. Lake Bay Temple wasn't that, actually, I still consider it one of the hardest Zelda games, or not Zelda games, Zelda dungeons out of any of the games. I still consider that, besides, none of the Wind Waker's temples are hard. I'll say Skyview Temple. Not Skyview Temple, that's Skyward Sword. The City in the Sky Temple is pretty hard. I thought that was hard. All the dungeons in Twilight Princess had very, very unique puzzles in them, and it was just overall hard. Like, the Goron Mines was probably the least out of all of them, besides the Forest Temple, but it was still pretty fun. Also, 3 months ago, when I first played Ganon, my parents made me go to bed because it was 3 in the morning, and I was still playing it on the final boss of Ganon, so I had to wait until, like 3 hours later, 6 o'clock in the morning, when I got up and played it and beat it again. And God, that last cutscene, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, it's just amazing. So everyone, play all the Zelda games I mentioned. Actually, play every single Zelda game. And I have A Link to the Past for the Game Boy Color or something. I played a little bit, have never beaten it. Oh, the other game I forgot to talk about. Four Swords Adventures. So before Twilight Princess came out was Four Swords Adventures after Wind Waker came out, which I did get for my birthday, which is pretty amazing. I did beat it in a week after I got it, which is pretty amazing at my age. It's not a hard game at all, but it's a really fun game, and I still consider it one of my favorite Zelda games. Besides, actually, Wind Waker is my favorite. I consider Four Swords and Twilight Princess next, and then Majora's Mask, and then I don't know, Ocarina of Time. It's still an amazing game. I don't consider it one of the best Zelda games because it was one of the first 3D ones. It's still really good, but just not my personal favorite. It could be your favorite, it's just not mine. So with Four Swords, graphics are overall amazing. It's just a polished version of the Game Boy. Four Swords version of the game. So, also, I had my friend come over and played a lot with me. Would play through the game, like, in one night. Not usually in one night, but, like, we would play it that night, and then in the morning all day, and then we would beat it again that night. Or, like, we would actually beat it the night that we played it. So, Four Swords Adventure is another amazing game. I still haven't played A Link to the Past, which people consider the best one besides Ocarina of Time. I don't know who else, or I don't know what else Zelda games. Well, I played Zelda 1 and 2, Link to the Past, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons I have never played, Minish Cap I've played a little bit, I've never beaten it, so a lot of the 2D ones I have never played, which I'll probably get around to soon after Skyward Sword, because after Skyward Sword comes out tomorrow, which I'm going to get it at, like, when GameStop opens, because I called and I didn't have a midnight release. I was so mad. But yes, after Skyward Sword comes out, I'll get to a very big Zelda mood, and I'm going to play all the games again, and just have a good time with it. That's why I was making this video. So that's about it with my experience with Zelda. If you want to, like, make a video response or some comment or anything, you can, with your experiences with Zelda. So yeah, see you guys next time. Actually, I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. It'll take me probably most of the day to make the video, or actually, I'll record it at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll upload it at like 3 o'clock, because I'll have to render it and stuff. So yeah, see you guys then. Super excited for Skyward Sword. Bye! Actually, before I leave, before I end the video, I want to talk about what I think of Skyward Sword so far. Skyward Sword looks amazing. Graphics are probably going to be my favorite out of every Zelda game. Okay, the one thing I'm really worried about is the motion control with the sword and the shield. I'm afraid there's going to be a little bit of delay, that it's not going to be good, that it's not, like, going to be accurate when you swing your sword. It could just be like Twilight Princess, but hopefully it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure all the dungeon storyline and everything good. That's just the one thing I'm worried about. So yeah.